fastest and most powerful racing saloons that thrill crowds this year at Kyalami and circuits all around South Africa. The Midvaal circuit in Meyerton plays host to 35 of these cars for rounds 9 and 10 of this exciting championship. Assisting the Westbank Modified Association in bringing this TV coverage to you is First Call. We spoke to Maggie Delpoort.
We're actually a cellular service provider. We're a dual service provider and one of the few banks who provide cellular communication to the market.
You find a lot of excitement with Westbank Modified Racing?
Certainly, we're delighted with it.
First up on the Westbank program is Class D for 1400cc cars. A field of 14 of these high-speed pocket rockets come to the line, led by the local boy in his home track, who also leads the class championship and is the South African karting champion, Etienne Roos.
We've done quite a bit of testing here and the car's been going well. I know the circuit from GTIs and before, so it's been quite easy. We'll see in the race.
Patrick Seddon seems to be getting closer though.
Yeah, when they started off, they were quite a bit off the pace, but now they're getting closer and closer, so I expect a good challenge in the race.
As expected, Roos is on pole position. Patrick Seddon a lot closer than he's ever been in the Opel. Ray Wolford is very competitive, and Richard Sorensen returning to the class. Up from Queenstown is Patrick Seddon, who's second to Roos in Class D, and as you might remember at Velcom, provided a strong challenge to him and his Automark Toyota.
We're 0.9 behind the Toyota. It's one of the closest we've been. It's nice to have our own race, our Class D race. I'm particularly happy about that, and I think it's going to be close. Might happen all in the beginning, it might happen at the end. We'll leave it and see what happens.
15 cars lined up. They go on their parade lap behind the 2-litre Hyundai Sonata. It's a half a lap, and then it is going to be all action, with Seddon very intent on beating that man in that little Toyota who's done so well this year. It's a Roger Taylor prepared car, hard to beat at the best of time. There's a newcomer back in racing, the Cliff Wilkinson car from Velcom. This time it's a 130 Honda being driven by Sief Fourie. Here's reckless Rick Davis. He's going to take the Honda off the circuit, be ready to go. They'll get the green light. Pole positions on the right-hand side of your screen. Seems the wrong way to go because the first corner goes to the right. Seddon's just behind him as we go in with Seddon and head down to the end of the straight to the Triangle Communications corner. It's a vital one for him. He's on the inside. Is he going to get very late braking? 1400cc Cadet has got it. Etienne Roos will have to go around the outside. Then it's Skeppers. Then it's Richard Sorensen. There's Warren Mayer in there as well. And Ray Wolford. And Seddon has got it. He's staying ahead of Roos. You can see there's nothing between those two motor cars. But as a former South African karting champion, Roos is going to be looking for any small gap he finds. He's going to put his nose in there and he's going to try and come past. There's the pack coming through. Willie Minnie's in there as well. And we're down the pit straight, going for NGK corner. It's still Seddon on the right-hand side. Does he leave the gate open? He tries to tighten his line, and he's already looking for those gaps we spoke about. Etienne Roos has a lot of experience in local and international karting, and he's looking. Look, he's coming around the other side. As they go around this tight corner, Triangle Welding, start heading for the Meyerton corner. He's been pushed to the side, and he's lost another 2 places. Leon Skeppers from Cape Town comes through. He's gone back to 4th from 1st as Patrick Seddon in just 1 lap. And here we go down the straight. These cars will be doing 200 kilometers an hour as they come towards us. Just listen to those little motors revving along, screaming along there at full revs. And it is Roos in the front. Skeppers starting to challenge, and there's Richard Sorensen now in 3rd position. That Automark car, the Brian Cook car's got a brand new engine with Seddon in 4th spot. Still Roos, Skeppers, Sorensen looking for a way through in that Golf. Well turned out, well prepared by Brian Cook Racing as he goes round and round checkered flag corner. And he's looking to try and tighten that line. He can't quite get it. That Leon Skeppers Opel is handling so well. It's Roos in the front, Skeppers, then it's Sorensen, and Seddon is starting to close. That off that he's had hasn't put him off at all. He's recovered. He's got his mind in gear and he's after them again. As they go around this tight section, it's just a dab on the brakes. There you see the lights come on as they go into the straight, and then they start to floor it. From 4th, they'll be going into 5th, up to 200 k's now. Seddon's looking for Wilford. He's got this, no, Sorensen. He's got the speed. He wants to in the inside. The brakes go on. Sorensen's right in the tight, and he opens the door a little bit. And Seddon tries to go through. He gives it a tap. He spun him around. The door's opened at the back of the motor car like a lawnmower. Sorensen just goes across there and gets back onto the circuit, but he's lost a place. He's now in 3rd position. Is Patrick Seddon. Sorensen's got back to 4th. He's got to get his mind right as well. He's smelling a lot of fuel fumes coming in the back of that motor car as it sucks it into the car. And just behind them we've got Moon Daly. We've got Willie Mini in there's Ray Wolford in the race speed car, that number 82, a former champion. He's right up there with him. He wants past that very potent little Toyota. Just behind we've got Willie Mini. We've got Henny Smith from Uitenhage. It's still Daly holding off Wolford. He wants past him. He wants into that leading pack up at the front, and he can do it as he showed at Velcom and some of the other races this year. Just behind Seferes there in the Honda, the ex-Wilkinson car. That little 130 Honda goes so well. And then as they tear along, we've got Seddon now looking for second spot. He's got Skeepers. These are two Opals. The aerodynamics give him a lot of top speed down the straight. He sees Roos ahead of him, braking comfortably there for the tight corner at the end of the straight, and he's got him. Seddon has gone to second spot in that Becker and Jackson Delta Opel Cadet. He's back in second. He's about 6 seconds behind Roos, but he's starting to foot it. And he'll have to really go if he's going to make up time at all. As they come down into checkered flag corner, nothing wrong with Leon Skeeper's car too, the older model Cadet. It's very competitive. It's the ex-Dave Runkel car. Round checkered flag, they come. It's a tight circuit, this one. You've got to really keep the pressure on. As Roos comes through to win it, it's Seddon only a second and a half behind him as they come across the line. Patrick second in a second. So Roos goes on his winning way. He only lost this year in any race when he got a puncture. Behind him is Patrick Seddon in the Opel Cadet. Richard Sorensen, nice to see him return in third position with Ray Wolford in fourth in the City Golf. On the front row of the V8 class in the Autocoup Opel Cadet is Peter Goch.
It's one of those dreams, you know, for 20 years since my layoff, I thought, gee, have I actually lost it? Can I still do it? When I raced the Porsche, it was me and a stopwatch. Now it's 10 other guys in there. Maybe some of them are as old as I am, maybe some of them are younger, and I didn't know whether I could do it. And 3 races, we had a gearbox going in the one race, we had an engine going in the next race, the third race we had more drama, and I thought, what am I doing here? And yesterday we came out, we got second on the grid, that's on the front row, and to me the race is over. I've actually achieved what I thought I could do, and I'm actually over the moon.
Certainly is, with adrenaline pumping. Willie Hepburn on pole position, just 0.2 of a second behind is Peter Goch. Larry Wolford shaping well. Dennis Althoff back with American Go Fast part is in fourth position. Peter Lindbergh not feeling too well after slipping 2 discs in his back. We're running classes A, B and C together. There's 15 cars in all. There's 7 of these mighty V8s with Peter Goch very much in contention, a lot closer than anybody's ever been to Willie Hepburn, the man who's leading the class at the moment. They're on their warm-up lap, the parade lap, and here's Larry Wolford getting extremely close to the rearward-facing camera from Willie Hepburn's car, and he's showing that he's going to be competitive in this race as well. Hurrying along to get off the track is reckless Rick Davies. He takes the Hyundai 2-litre Sonata, feature of this racing, off the track. We're ready to go. Willie's on pole position on the left ahead of us. Peter Goch's the black car, the Autocoup car, on the middle of the screen. He's got the better line going to the first corner. Dennis Althoff, well placed in that blue and white Mustang. We're surrounded by these NASCAR engine V8 5.7 litre cars as Goch gets a jump in the wall. He's first into the corner, and Zubentham in the Ford is second. Another Ford, Althoff is in third. Willie Hepburn fourth. Then it's Gary Duncan. No, it's Larry Wolford, Gary Dunkley, and the Gestetner car of Peter Lindbergh. Into checkered flag corner we go, and Willie Hepburn passes the Mustang. He's gone up a spot. Just gets nudges ahead of that Ford. He's in third position and chasing as hard as he can. It's Goch, Zubentham and Willie Hepburn with Larry Wolford closing up on the Dennis Althoff Ford Mustang as they're going to NGK corners. We're going to make his move, trying through the inside. He moves up a spot. As he gets, Althoff has moved up into fourth position and is chasing now after Willie Hepburn, who's starting to pressure Zubentham. Zubentham's never seen the circuit before. It's been one of the finds of the season. That hasn't mattered to him. He's on the pace and is challenging Hepburn. Reputations don't mean anything to him. Here's Wolford now chasing off to Hepburn and getting it sideways as he feeds all that power to the road. They're coming at us at 280 k's an hour. Listen to that roar. Those motors revving along at 8,000 RPM, and Goch has held on still with Zubentham chasing him. Willie's in third. He's got a big battle on his hand to get past both of them, and Larry Wolford is challenging as well. All these cars are so evenly matched, 650 horsepower, 8,000 RPM, and Willie's looking for a way through. He's going to try and get Zubentham on the inside. He's got him. He's gone to second spot, and now he's going to be after Goch, and Zubentham challenging. He doesn't let things like this get him down. He goes back and starts to challenge him, looking for a way through. He's got Larry Wolford on his tail, the Norton car. Then it's Gary Dunkley sitting alongside Larry Wolford. Ahead of him, he's got Zubentham, and he's chasing him. Really revving it round there in third gear. The brakes come on as they go into that straight. It's third. They're going to swap to fourth. And he's tearing along as he goes under the bridge. It's the Autocoup car of Peter Goch still holding the lead. Oh, a trouble for Wolford. There's heavy noises under that bonnet. He's got engine trouble, and Gary Dunkley moves past him. He moves up a slot as Zubentham keeps challenging Willie Hepburn. And Wolford, unfortunately, has come to a dead stop in the end of the drag strip and is out of the race. What a great driver he was having in that Nordson Opel kit. There he is, a very despondent Larry Wolford getting out of that car. But these drivers are all on the pace and showing what it's about. Willie's now challenging. He's trying to go on the inside. He's going to checkered flag corner. But Gok has been a 1965 and a 1969 sports car and saloon car champion. The message has returned to him, and he's not easy to pass. Very difficult. That's a familiar, relaxed look of Gok. There's the Class C winner, a leader at the moment, is Wilkin ahead of Dave Repsol in the Nissan Exchange. Centra is in third position with George Bazana, the current champion. There he comes, the Dayglow, the orange Minolta Toyota. And we're back now, looking back from Hepburn's car, and Supeta is giving it a all. Can you get any closer than that? Those four cars are tied together by half a second, and they are giving it, and anybody can win this race. They're giving it absolutely everything they got. Now they're onto the long straight, up through the box from third to fourth, up to 280 k's an hour. They'll be seeing 8,000 RPM, the rev counters. Those big motors hard at work, and Willie Hepburn's going to try on the inside. He's got the brakes to do it, doesn't seem to have it. These cars all weigh the same at 1,100 kilos. Zubenta's hanging, seems to be having a little bit of brake problem. He's easing back from that leading pack, maybe he's too close, and Althoff is out. He's got motor problems as well. What a great pity that brought all those parts back from America. And it turns out he's got bearing trouble down in the crankshaft. Here's the lead of Class C, neat, fast, unbeaten this year so far. Walking that Minolta Toyota Sprinter is really putting a great show. And Willie Hepburn now really starting to challenge. He's under Gok's back wing. But Gok can make that little Opel Kadett so wide. And Zubenta was trying it too. Tried to get inside of Willie. Locked his wheels. But Willie holds on to his position. Gary Dunkley still challenging Zubenta. Looking for a way through. So Zubenta, he's got brake troubles or not, he's certainly in there and trying as hard as he can. In with Gary now, accelerating. There's big motors there. 650 horsepower being fed in through those Goodyear tyres, and Gok is with his Avon tyres. He's got different tyres to the others that come down this long straight. Really hauling down. Willie Hepburn's going to try on the inside. He's got the brakes to do it. Down through the box to third, down to second. Willie challenges him. He goes through on the inside, a bit of late braking, but Gok is just keeping his line. He gets tipped there by Hepburn, but that doesn't put him off one little bit. Keeps the foot down. The hammer is down. He's going for the next corner. Got the better line through the left-hander into checkered flag corner. He goes, and Willie found that didn't work. And if Willie just goes wide for a second, Zubenta's going to be in there in that blue Ford. That one's lying third at the moment. And there's Gary Dunkley looking for a way through. Into the last corner before the start finish straight. Here they go through Nashua corner very fast indeed. Willie Hepburn has got to find a way through somewhere on the circuit. It's going to be in braking if he's going to have any chance. Into NGK corner, it's Gok, opened up a little bit of a gap. Willie's next, Zubentam's doing that novel Ford, and then it's the Gary Dunkley car. What driving Gary's having this year. He drives Chevrons, he drives Porsches, any car you like. Gary Dunkley drives, but he drives them. Nothing is better than when he's driving one of these big V8s. He just loves it, turns him on, his adrenaline pumps, and he loves racing against these guys. And there's nothing between those two cars. You can see the Autocoup Opel Kadett has got the jump on Willie's. He goes down there. We're going with Gary's looking for Zubenta. He's got him on the brakes. He's got him, but Zubenta must be having some sort of braking problem. Maybe he was too close to the others and overheated his front anchors. As the Autocoup car of Gok stays ahead of Willie, who's getting desperate, getting it sideways, coming out of corners. Gary's now in third position, and it's quite easy to challenge these two. There's Hepburn going on the dirt to try and get it sideways. You can't do that and get past Peter Gok. We're getting into the final lap of this race, and Hepburn is trying everything he knows into NGK corner. There's the tight section of the course. If he looks at his mirrors, he's got Gary Dunkley, very, very prominent indeed, challenging all the way. Still Peter Gok, he's just got that car about a couple of centimetres wider than Willie would like it. He can keep him behind him. He's an old-handed motor racing. He's Peter Gok, and what a talented driver he was. As the save-back car there of Dunkley goes wide on this long straight, this is going to be Willie's last chance, and Gok defends his lines down the middle of the road. Has Willie got the brakes? He hasn't. The Autocoup car, that little Kadett, is still ahead of Hepburn with Dunkley tucked under his back wing. They've got 3 corners to go. As they come out of there, there's nothing between the performance of the motors. As they come around Nashua corner, they're going to, not Nashua, they're going to checkered flag corner, goes round and round, and Dunkley sees his chance too. He wants to tighten, get Willie to go sideways, and he'll have his nose in. 2 corners to go, they're out of checkered flag. There's 1 to go, it's going to be Nashua, and Willie's now he's got to really put down the hammer as he comes through the inside. He's charging for the line. Has he got it as they come to the line? The flag is out, and Peter Gok beats him the first time he's won in this racing.
Fantastic race. As I said to you earlier in the interview, I came back to see if I could still do it after 20 years. And I think I can still do it. Yeah, I can bulk Willie and he can't get past. And I had a tremendous race. And Willie, I think, let me win. I've got 2 or 3 years on him. How many years, Willie? Oh, 5 years. And I think he thought, well, let the old toppy win for a change. But Really tremendous, thank you. I had a fantastic race.
I don't think he did let the old toppy win at all. Peter Goch, a very fine win in that Autoquip Open Cadet ahead of Hepburn. Gary Dunkley always present. Jurgen Zubentham and Peter Lindenberg not having too happy a day with that sawback. Charles Wilkin took Class C. Right, it's late afternoon now, time for the second race for the Class D cars, the 1400s. It's a 12-lapper, and let's see if Patrick Seddon has got an answer for the all-powerful Roger Taylor prepared sprinter of Etienne Roos. As they go away there, Roos on the right-hand side. It's Seddon again, well placed. Seems as if the pole position seems to be on the wrong side of the road, as Seddon gets the jump on them all again, and Roos will have to fight his way through. This time it is Ray Wolford in third position. The grid position decided on the lap times they set up in the first race, except for the man who won the race, who goes to pole position. We're in with Leon Scherpers ahead of him. We've got three very competitive cars, bit of fuel coming out of Wolford's car, and Seddon, well placed. He's not going to open the door this time, surely, as he goes down to NGK corner, because Roos sees an opportunity and he's going to just shoot through. Here we are with Leon Scherpers taking on Ray Wolford. As they come down, there's the other two fighting it out ahead of him, and Etienne Roos is looking for the inside. Has Seddon going to keep him out? He isn't. He's found it again. Opened the door, and Etienne Roos is through, and it's going to be a hard fight for Seddon in that Opel Kadett, that Becker car, to beat him as they come sliding their way around checkered flag into Nasher, looking so relaxed as Etienne Roos. Just behind them we've got Stratham, Jannie Stratham, Willie Minnie, there's Henny Schmidt in there as well. There come the leaders. Here comes Leon Scherpers, Ray Wolford right tucked in behind him, Sefery with Richard Sorensen, and Stratham, Minnie and Schmidt just behind him with Warren Meyer as well. It's still Etienne Roos, but certainly putting up a challenge there is Patrick Seddon from Queenstown. Scherpers, the order stays the same, and Sorensen goes on the inside of Sefery, give him a full go there. Very competent drivers, Ferry from Velcom, and also a very competent little car built there by Cliff Wilkinson from the same town. And it all looks over bar. They're shouting they're not going to catch that. Etienne Roos is just too fast. The race speed car of Ray Wolford has got, those are two champions there, Sorensen and Wolford, fighting out former champions. They're having a great battle. And Leon Scherpers, motor trouble, he's pulling to the side of the road. What a great pity. He's put up such a great fight this afternoon down at the Midvaal circuit. It's a 2.5 kilometre circuit. Sounds like terminal troubles as he pulls into the pits, and Etienne Roos on his way to the flag makes it look comfortable and comes home just on 3 seconds ahead of Patrick Seddon. And then in third position, Ray Wolford got the better of Richard Sorensen. Henny Smith was next with Sefery, Jannie Stratham, Warren Meyer and Moon Daly, ahead of Leon Scherpers, who finished there, was classified to finish, but unfortunately not on the road. Right time for the big bangers, the V8s. The 280 kilometre cars, Goch on pole position. The others decided on their fastest laps in the first race. That pushes Willie Hepburn back to the second row of the grid in fourth position. Not too happy about it, but that's how the rules are made. As the 2-litre Hyundai Sonata pulls off the road, and we've got these cars in the late afternoon going to fight it out here over 12 laps. Just listen to that horsepower. This time again, as Willie Hepburn starting to push his way through. He's on the inside of Peter Goch. As he gets him on the inside, he's going to push his way through. He does. He goes into the front there. Zubentham, and that's Goch on his tail, hanging in there as they accelerate out of the Triangle Communications corner. Round checkered flag. Zubentham always prominent, just on Goch's tail. I think the fight has gone out of Peter Goch. He's had such a great win early in the afternoon that he just wants to finish in the places this time. There's the leader in Class C, it's Charles Wilkin, the two Toyotas. The Automark won his second. He's taken his wing off for this racing here today to give him more speed to keep in touch with that Minolta Toyota ahead of him as Dave Repsol as he comes through. Also governed to 8,000 RPM. Here's Zubentham challenging Peter Goch. He gets him on the inside. Opens the door to Goch. He holds onto his line as they go round and round that corner. And he gives him a nudge. Spins him around. What a great pity there. That's going to put Goch way back in the field. He's got to wait for the traffic. There goes Dunkley. Peter Lindenberg, the Gestetner Opel comes through as Dunkley makes his way down through the traffic, down to this long corner. He leaves his braking very late. He's got some of those other cars to worry about. He tries to make into the corner. He's slipped up. He left it far too late, and Gary Dunkley has gone on to the depot. And that's putting back his chances as well. Willie Hepburn well in control. 8.5 seconds it was between Zubentham and Willie Hepburn, but it's a lot closer now. He's got it down to 1.5 seconds. As the flag comes out, Hepburn goes on his winning way ahead of Jurgen Zubentham. As you see there, Peter Lindenberg picks up a very creditable third position despite all his injuries to his back.